In this chapter of Tony Vitello's villain arc, he continues to add to his legacy at Tennessee as more than a half dozen of his players hear their name called in this year's MLB Draft through 8 rounds, also setting a new high in the Tony Vitello era as Christian Moore is 8th off the board. All while this was supposed to be a down year for Tennessee. I'm Paige Dower. This is the Field Pass. For starters, the team that won the national championship wasn't even quote-unquote the best under coach Tony Vitello. There were plenty of moving parts all across the board, from the pitching staff to the lineup to defense. And after the Vols won the national championship, Frank Anderson highlighted to me that they really had to meal piece together their pitching staff, which is really a testament to the quality of coaching inside that building. And I guess when you base off the MLB Draft, Tennessee didn't even have one of the best rosters. When you look at Wake Forest, they had 3 players go inside the top 10. One, of course, being former Vols pitcher Chase Burns, who went number 2 overall. So when you consider Tennessee lost the eventual number 2 pick in Chase Burns to the transfer portal and its Friday starter A.J. Russell to injury, the team somehow was still able to go on to have a team ERA of 3.89, a 3.33 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio, which was 6th and 3rd best in the country respectively. Again, really highlighting the quality of coaching inside that building to be able to go on and win the national championship after all of the moving parts and pieces that the coaching staff really had to work through. Now, Tennessee, their first pitcher off the board was Drew Beam. The Kansas City Royals took him 76th overall. Now, he went on to finish the season with 99 strikeouts. Beam will also join his former teammate in Jared Dickey in the Royals organization, but that's not the only reunion happening, because the Royals had another pick at 138 and they elected to take A.J. Causey. So Beam and Causey reuniting once again from, travel ball when they were younger to college. Now in the pros, they are playing together once again. And it was actually when they were both playing travel ball together that A.J. Causey was able to find his wiffle ball leg pitch.
He has played wiffle ball for many, many years with his brothers, and but at 13, he had a coach that came to him. It was like, hey, you don't throw as hard as Beam, but we'd like to have, a different, approach, a different look, or what have you, and we think you'd be successful at it. And so he started it and went out there and started throwing with his brothers, and they started working on different grips. And he's like, wow, look at the movement on this thing. Look what we can get. We can get this thing, literally is going like that. And so they really started working on it, together, as brothers as well, and trying to perfect it and doing really well. And he just kept, progressing and working and working and working.
Causey finished the year with 125 strikeouts, which was the 11th best mark in the country, and his 13 wins on the season also led the nation. And just before Causey, it was Kavares Tears coming off the board. The San Diego Padres getting a steal with a right fielder who's coming off a breakout year featuring 20 home runs and a .324 batting average. Now, during the College World Series, I spoke to Kavares' parents, and I just so happened to ask Roderick, "What's your favorite sport?" He ended it by saying that he'd be open to being a fan of another sport on one condition.
Once Kavares and then Kendrick started playing, and I was coaching them, and so I started liking it more and more and more, and now it's done took the #1 spot. College football gives it a close second when it's in season, but I really love it now, and I prefer college over major leagues, but hopefully one day we'll be big major league fans rooting them on.
Now let's rewind to day 1 when Tennessee saw its first 4 players come off the board, actually in order of its starting lineup, beginning with Christian Moore, who went 8th overall, then Blake Burke, Billy Amick, and Dylan Dreiling. And in case you missed it, Moore had a very important message after he was drafted, essentially saying that he's a winner, a competitor, and he's going to be bringing a ring to the Los Angeles Angels organization, because simply it's just in his blood. Christian Moore is also the 5th fall in the LA area after Akia Jackson was drafted by the Sparks, Dalton Knecht by the Lakers, and of course he's joining the Joyce twins, who are already a part of the Los Angeles Angels organization. So now can we say that there's a Knoxville to LA pipeline? Should we study it? Or is it just the new Alabama to Patriots pipeline? Now, Tennessee's 1-2 punch and Moore and Burke, they led the team together in runs, hits, and doubles. As a team, they led the nation in hits, doubles, and of course, home runs. And fittingly enough for Dylan Dreiling, who's now a part of the Texas Rangers organization, he actually got his first of his 23 home runs inside Globe Life Field, where the Rangers, of course, play. Now, after day one of the draft, I saw a number of posts on social media of people saying that maybe they had the wrong take or impression on Coach Tony Vitello, and maybe he is a player's coach and not just somebody that's looking to get ejected every single game. A lot of that was evident when Moore was talking about Vitello after getting drafted, calling him a goat and so many other things. And then it pans to Tony Vitello and you just see him grinning ear to ear. Even talking to Vitello after the team won the national championship, he explained why winning it with this group was so special.
Unbelievable, because it'll forever be my favorite example of how important it is to be close as a team. I try and be a good teammate. They were better than I was. Remarkable.
If you missed that quote from my recap in Omaha, this is a good time to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. A couple of other things. When you consider Hunter Inslee coming back for another season, one, that statement is true. And another, it's a sentiment that's going to feed into this team in 2025. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll chat with you all later this week.